expected to become extremely vicious and to exhibit cannibalistic tendencies. As of this broadcast, there is no known cure for the blood-borne virus. In order to keep you and your family safe, the CDC is advising that you stay in your homes and lock all doors, block all windows, and barricade any point of entry. Keep calm and listen to the radio or TV for official news updates. Again, stay indoors and maintain protective measures until notified by the media or public safety. Stay tuned for further instructions.
Sound down, guys. Turn the sound off.
Yeah.
Kyle got what I meant.
That's okay.
I was trying to roast you a little.
Oh, am I bossy?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Wasted Ammo Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Stephen Broyles. That's Kyle Rogers. Eric's here tonight. He might not be tomorrow or next week.
Well, I think the short man syndrome is getting to him a little bit.
I think so.
You notice how to scoot forward closer to the camera so it doesn't look as small?
I moved back for you if that makes you feel better. If that keeps me around, I'll just keep scooting back.
Anyway, today is November 6th, 2019. This is episode 284. It is Wednesday. It is Conflicted Hump-Day. What's going on? We're just joking, by the way. Eric's not going anywhere. Don't worry about
He's
it.
on contract.
Oh.
He can't go anywhere.
You guys would miss me.
We would.
Yeah.
You lose half your viewers. No, you wouldn't. Never mind.
At least half, probably.
Everyone loves Eric.
I'm just saying that to make myself feel better.
It's fine. People would miss you. I would miss you. But he's not going anywhere unless he gets promoted at Walmart one day.
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
How you guys doing?
Doing good. I'm glad that y'all are back here, safe. I'm glad you had a great time down in Arkansas,
Assault, Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah. AR,
There
Kansas.
you go.
That's great. But yeah, so how was your trip?
It's good. Long way down there. It's about 12 hours. So we spent all day Friday driving, all day Monday driving. Bo met us at the hotel Friday night, a few minutes after we got in, and he had just come from the gym and took us out to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings
Nice.
on him. And
Which we found out was bought out by like Arby's. Was it
yeah.
Arby's?
And so their whole menu had changed. They didn't have the burger that Steve and I usually get.
The Big Jack Daddy. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And it's all Arbified now. And
It was still good.
it was still delicious. I mean, I'm not going to knock it. It's still a good place to eat. There were still some familiar things on the menu, but they have changed some things. Their burger selection is now like, what was there, 4 options for burgers?
Yeah, there's like 4 at most.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, enough about B-dubs. But it was fantastic meeting Bo. Great conversation. We were there for, an hour and a half visiting. And then the next morning we headed over to his place. He showed us around the homestead. And we then all hopped in his truck. 3 people. Steve was riding bitch. I felt bad for you.
I felt safe.
No, it's true.
If we rolled down the mountain, I think I was pretty safe. You guys would cushion my blood.
We'd all be bludgeoned to death, and you'd be like, "Oh, it's like a pillow."
Hey, like I'm fine.
That's
I
great.
had my seatbelt on and everything. I was ready to go.
Yeah, but I think Steve shared a picture of the back of the pickup truck with all these rifles in it. I think between the 3 of us, we had, about 15 different guns to shoot?
Probably.
A bunch of different types of ammo. Some got mixed up and almost made it into Kyle's Tavor, but we caught it. Steve caught it.
Attaboy.
After we were joking about blowing his gun up.
Yeah, I was like, we should joke with Kyle and tell him that, Bo had a little accident and accidentally put 300 Blackout in there. And then 5 minutes later, Steve's loading a mag into the Tavor, and he's like, whoa, wait a second. And there was actually a round of 300 Blackout on top. It was
the very last round. So I thought for sure you were playing a joke.
No, the thing is, like, I would never play.
That's what
I would never play like that, because the thing is, like, the moment you joke around and do a prank is the moment somebody doesn't catch it and you have a $1,600 gun failure. And I would not. I mean, I literally probably wouldn't be here.
You couldn't.
I had 3 mags loaded up, ready to go.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, empty every single mag.
Yeah, and we found one more.
There was one more
300
round,
Blackout
yeah.
round. So he gave those to me. I put them in my ammo can. But
And
yeah,
nothing blew up. So that's good.
Nothing blew up.
That was a good catch.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for doing that. I appreciate it. Not only for just for my gun, but for your safety as well.
Yeah.
I've never been behind a rifle when it blew up for whatever reason. I've seen it happen before, and thankfully the guy who was shooting that, nothing happened to him, but still super scary. Like bad things can happen.
And it happens a lot with the 300 Blackout, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and so that was kind of the real wake-up call, is if you do have both, if, the popular thing is now to build a 300 Blackout pistol. I went to ZX Guns to get some parts to finish the lower, and I was like, I'm doing a 300 Blackout pistol, and Phil, the guy there at ZX, he goes, oh, you and everybody else. And so he's like, let me help you out.
Yeah.
Well, and even in the black site, there was like a handful of us doing the same thing.
Right.
So
it's just one thing to look out for if you're using 5.56 and 300 Blackout, and it takes the same mags, goes in the same style gun. It's a very dangerous game to play. So be careful.
other than that, this was a gift to Kyle from Bo.
Thank you so much, Bo. I cannot wait to take it home and crack it open and hide it from the wife.
Which Saturday we had this bonfire, and we opened an entire bottle, and we are just sharing this and just, I don't know, probably out by this fire for a couple hours. It was a great evening.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
You missed out, man.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so
Missed out.
after the range day in the national forest, Bo took us around to see a few more sites. We went through the national forest, which I will say wasn't paved, and so it's all like dirt and rocky terrain. We're going up in this pickup truck, and Bo's yelling at all these people to get out of his woods because it was actually
Get off my mountain.
Yeah, it was unusually crowded, and we made to the top of a place called White Rock, and which turns out to be a really good bug out location.
Really?
Eagle's
Yeah.
Nest.
It's the Eagle's Nest because you go up the mountain. There's actually like a stone corridor that you could, put a couple vehicles and block it off.
Yep.
And you're surrounded by cliff face all the way around.
Hmm.
And so you can hold the top of the mountain. You have a great view. You have the high ground
Yep.
and beautiful scenery. And it's the woods.
Right. That's cool.
So Bo's going to take control of that spot until we get there. Hopefully it's not EMP. We don't have to walk.
800
God,
miles.
who knows how long.
800
My
miles.
kids aren't going to make it.
Let's see. After that, went back to Bo's place. We podcasted. That podcast will be coming out here shortly. And
Friday.
Yeah,
It's going
Friday.
to be for Black Site members.
Nice.
All right. And it's about an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was almost 2 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
It was great. After that, started a bonfire, popped open a bottle of mead, passed it around, got tipsy, shared stories, guy talk. It was fantastic.
That's cool.
We were there until almost about 11 o'clock at night, I think.
Yeah.
So good time. Then Sunday, met at Cracker Barrel. We had breakfast.
What is
And-
this?
Oh,
Matthew, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Matthew.
sir.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
I love it when y'all do it live. That's great.
It is great.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, not to cut you off real quick.
No, sure.
So one of my friends and one of my students, his name's Kelly. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to become a Black Site member, but I'm waiting till y'all are to your live because I know that you like when that happens." He didn't do it. He apparently he couldn't wait to become a
He's
Black
like, I need
Site
to be a
member.
member.
Yeah.
now
They're not
today.
live.
So
Got to do it.
Sure.
Well, we
Sorry.
appreciate it. So
yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then Bo took us around to a couple of towns. He showed us the gun stores and pawn shops he likes to buy, sell, and trade at. Saturday, we also met Bo's dad. Took us to their home. Had a great border collie that was very playful and just a very nice, relaxed, slow style of living. It was very laid back, and I really appreciated that because I've been on vacations where I'm off for 7 days and I don't really relax until the third or fourth day. And this was one of those vacations. We were gone for 4 days and I was relaxed the entire time. So,
And then you were off when you got back. Even better.
yeah. I do have to go into tomorrow for 3 hours of training.
Fun.
Yeah. Before I start my work weekend. I'm not looking forward to it.
It was good because I've never been out that way. So it was just kind of nice to see something different.
Yeah.
So you never been down to like Arkansas or
No.
Oklahoma, Texas,
Nope.
stuff like that?
I've been basically down through Kentucky, Tennessee, out to the coast. but
Gotcha.
Not the other way. So
Yeah.
it was great. So,
Yeah.
Bo, thank you for letting us come by and hang out with us. And if you want to know all the details, there is that 2-hour episode that's coming out for Black Site members on Friday. He talks about our trip, about shooting guns, his Chris Costa class that he went to a couple weeks ago. A lot of good stuff.
That was a great conversation. Bo, I know you said you feel like you rambled. You didn't. You did not. It was all great content. It was fantastic. It was a good podcast.
It was. Because we're planning on taking a Chris Costa class.
That's what I was
Yes.
about to say. I feel like, as we do our podcast, we need to keep on just plugging it just, once a week at the least, right? Just let our listeners know what's going on. So next September 2020, in Nashville, Indiana, Chris Costa is putting on a class out there. And there's probably already 5 or 6 people who, the 3 of us, including a few of our listeners have said, we're going to be taking this class next September. What would be great is if we could have like a wasted ammo takeover, just to have just an insane amount of people who listen to the podcast all meet up, all take this awesome class, and then hang out and get to know each other. I mean, that's what, a 3-day class?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's going to be plenty of time for all of us to hang out and get to know each other and all that kind of stuff. So
Bo and I have already paid. We got our spots.
attaboy.
You guys?
We will.
We will.
Watch, all of our listeners are going to sign up, and you guys will be
Yeah,
like,
we'll be the
shit
odd
out of
man
luck.
I'll probably still go. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
you could go and like
Yeah.
record video and stuff.
Right.
That's fine. It'll
Yeah.
work.
I will go, damn it.
We can trade spots. You can kind of like hop in for a drill, I'll hop out.
I'll have to squat down
I'll
a
just
little
go.
bit.
I'll just go around and heckle people.
You suck
suck.
at this.
Don't you listen to the show? Who are you?
God, that's a 2 MOA group. You suck. I'm just kidding.
And you're a 1911 tier member. What's wrong with you?
You should have used a 1911.
You're just like ejecting people from the black site right there live. You suck, you're gone.
Yeah.
Glocks fail. I told you so. Should have used a 1911. 2 world wars. That'd been great. That is my full-time job now.
What, just yelling at people
Yeah.
about your 1911? Like those right there? Uh-huh.
I will be Matt Kritzberg times 900.
Oh, God.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, we need a new co-host. He's not going to last. Just kidding. Is Matt on?
I haven't seen him yet.
No. I don't think he usually joins us unless we give a shout-out.
Yeah.
Unless we tag him in something.
Right. So Will Carey asked one of the real questions, one of the important questions. He says, are there any videos of the trip?
There is one Sunday.
One. We got a whole bunch.
Oh, we got a whole bunch, but the main one was Sunday afternoon. Bo went up to Colorado to see his grandson, and Steve and I went to a state park called Devil's Den, and we went hiking. There were some waterfalls, and we're hiking is like it was a mile and a half, a little over a mile and a half trail, and good steep rocks. It was actually a pretty good trail. And anyway, we were supposed to find this waterfall. Well, we hear rushing water, and we're like, where the heck's this waterfall, right? Well, then we go over this, bunch of boulders or whatever that nobody else, it was like off trail, which you're not supposed to do.
Oh.
And we found a waterfall. We found this nice secluded area that was surrounded by rocks and boulders. And we found a tree with berries on it. And we found a waterfall, fresh running water.
Yeah.
And, our survivalist skills really brought us to the pinnacle of our hike.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Sure. It was funny, though, because the whole point of this trail is you see a waterfall.
Yeah.
And we went off trail, found a waterfall, and we're like, we're done.
yep, found it.
But then we found the real one. It was a lot bigger, a lot better.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's a few things we took some photos so we could later Photoshop some awesomeness.
Gotcha.
Our survival skills. Brought us the berries.
Nice.
Such a stupid video. We'll put it on Instagram or something
Yeah.
after this, but
That's
they're
a
like,
great-
we can't see it.
That was a great thumbs up, too. You did a good job.
But we were just having fun.
Yeah.
we
And,
were,
and there's lots of video of us just shooting guns. So we'll make that into a little video and throw it out there.
we were also being followed by a group of 5 Middle Eastern men, all speaking Arabic, which was interesting.
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't have Matt with us. You could tell us what he was saying. Oh, well.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was a good time.
But remember, next year, Chris Costa class, we do want to turn that into a Wasted Ammo event, kind of take over the class in a way, if possible. I will probably make like a Facebook event on the calendar.
Sorry.
I'm going to kick you out. So if you sign up, you can just add yourself to that event, and we'll try to get as many people as we can, possibly all stay at the same hotel or get Airbnbs or something.
There's a really nice one down there.
Yeah, there's some big, like, there was one that I shared with the guys, and it was like 40 acres. It was a cabin with 8 beds or something like that. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We can do something like that.
Ooh.
make a whole training event / meetup, I
Yeah.
would enjoy that. It's expensive, so I know if you guys can't make it, I understand. But
Who wants to share a bed with me? Anybody? No?
Pass.
Okay. This is how you get a bed all
but
to
if it's
yourself.
40 acres,
Right.
maybe we can ask the owners if people can camp out.
Yeah.
I'm sure that she'll charge extra per person or something, but we'll find out. We'll figure out the details. We still got a while.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, that's pretty much our trip. Pretty sweet. I was sad to be back. Sad and happy at the same time.
Yeah, I was happy to be back with the family, but at the same time, I wish I could still just go hike those mountains whenever.
Well, that's what's nice about the whole thing. Like, you just, like, from Bo's house is only like a 15-minute drive into the woods, and you can just shoot.
Right.
Just make sure it's clear. Make sure, like, some cars aren't in certain spots. He's like, there's a house out this way, then there's this way. We shoot this way. We're fine.
Yeah, there was nothing within a mile of us.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not too sure where my ricochet went.
There
What-
was one. It was like,
And like, who knows where that thing
Right.
went off to?
it really sounded like it came from a movie.
Yeah.
I was like, that didn't sound real. That was fake.
Well, you know what you have to do now is you just have to start shooting tracers so you can see it.
Ah, true.
That was really cool about going to the machine gun range. Is every 5th round on the belt is a tracer round.
Right.
You know, and so you'd see grounds go ricocheting all the time with those things all the time. So, yeah, if you're seeing a lot of rounds ricocheting, you have even more that are still ricocheting that you're not even seeing. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should use tracer rounds next time.
Interesting. Let me go for that. We
Well, you see, like, the Knob Creek machine gun shoot,
Yeah.
when they use tracers, you just see, like, go out down range, like,
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going
it's
everywhere.
pretty sweet.
We got to shoot the RPK with the drum mag.
Yeah.
Got to shoot the Mosin Nagant, the Mosin Nagant.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever it's called. Anyway, we backed up to about 100 yards
Okay.
and got
We're
to
using
use
a
it.
fallen tree as our
Yeah.
little blind spot,
Gotcha.
our sniper nest.
Yeah. And then Bo was right. He handed me the Beretta 81, the 32 cal or the 32 ACP,
Mm-hmm.
and I fell in love.
Really?
$209 he paid for that thing,
Ooh.
and it is a flat shooting, single hole making animal.
Really?
Yeah, it's
It
a
was pretty fun.
fantastic gun for $200.
Yeah.
I would conceal carry that.
Which is funny. It's a gun that I would never pick up at a gun store.
No,
I would just gloss right over it and say, nah. It
Right.
looks stupid.
It's not Gucci enough.
That's right.
Speaking of Gucci, how many rounds did y'all put through the Tavor?
a couple hundred,
Yeah.
I would say.
Did it fail at all on you? Any quirkiness with it?
Really just getting used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the biggest thing. I felt like we were all kind of slow and clumsy with it the
Yeah.
entire time.
We're all
Right.
trying to make sure we actually know what we're doing and what button we're pressing,
Right.
and making sure that that button does what we expect it to do.
It is kind of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually, when we got to his dad's house, it's the one gun he wanted to show his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he
Called
was
the
like,
space gun.
he is like, check out. He's like, we got a space gun in here, and he pulls it out, and his dad's like, so does this shoot lasers or something like that? You know, it just looks so different.
That's great.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Solid trip. I had a few people message me. Were like, "Oh, did you guys pass through, this town on this interstate?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you guys drove right by me. You should have stopped. I could have showed you this and this." And I'm like, man, I was like, it took us 13 hours to get back home on Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't about to stop. Like, I'm sorry, but I mean, if we had like a whole week to do like a tour
Right. That'd
and,
be.
and stop and see
yeah.
like one person every day, and we could kind of plan that out, like, yeah. But I mean, two out of the 4 days were completely filled with just driving.
Yeah.
So
Right.
All day.
all day.
Man.
It's really fun because I've, like, leading up to this vacation or this trip, I kind of, like, mentioned it to Lindsay, like, hey, we're planning, like, this guy's trip this weekend. Didn't give her any details.
Yeah.
Until, like, the week before we left. They're like, so remember that guy's trip I was talking about? It's this weekend. I'm leaving on Friday. I'm not getting back until Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had like childcare taken care of. Like you had the
Yeah.
kids done, and she had a good weekend.
No, she didn't care. So if Lindsay is on here watching, I appreciate it. Thank you. You're a great
Yeah.
wife.
He'll pay you back later.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Be on the lookout for a new wasted ammo gun.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Jeez, yeah. On the way down,
Gucci
Kyle
Gucci
sends us
Kyle
a
being more
message.
Gucci.
Yeah,
New
that's,
wasted ammo gun coming
that's all I'm gonna say.
soon.
Just when I thought you couldn't get any Guccier,
Gonna knock this one right out of the park.
there you are.
It's
Yeah.
one of my dream guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it
I
yet.
feel like you knew this, so you're like, you know what, we're gonna get this one for wasted ammo, so Steve can be happy
That's right.
and shoot it.
You're welcome.
You know Edward Norton?
Yeah, of course I do.
In Italian Job,
Oh yes. Yep.
all right, where he has no imagination and he buys one of what everyone else wanted.
Right.
I feel like that's you. Not that you're going to betray us,
Okay.
but just that you were just buying everything that we wanted, like
Well, it's not my plan.
a World War II 1911.
Yeah.
You know, a new Gucci gun that was Steve's dream gun.
Right.
Like, I know it's not your intention, but that's kind of what's happening.
We appreciate it.
I'm just waiting for y'all to step up and buy a M1 Garand.
Oh, we saw one, didn't we? At what was that? Where'd we go? It was like that Rural King store, but
Oh
in
no,
Arkansas.
that was an M1A.
It was M1A.
Yeah, it wasn't a Garand.
Mm.
It was
Oh.
just a Springfield M1A.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah,
Not good enough?
It was
No.
it was the Scout model, the walnut stock.
Oh yeah.
$2,000 was it, or was it 17?
It was. Yeah, I thought it was expensive.
Yeah, I mean 15 to 17 is about average.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Will Carey had a great guess. He says it's a Glock 10 mil. Close.
Close.
Yeah. You're
This
close
this,
with
this
that.
one's better. We'll see. I'll see if when I shoot it, if I still like it.
Yeah. I'm
We'll see.
excited. I'm excited for you.
I heard that when you fire it, it says Gucci, Gucci,
I mean, yeah.
Gucci.
Yep.
It's not overly Gucci.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
And Bo, yes, I did get the Shiner Bach for Kyle.
Favorite one. Thank you again.
Oh,
for
you're
that.
welcome. Always looking out for you.
You got that. You got your mead.
Got him.
Dude, I am
all these gifts and didn't even go.
I
I know.
am set up right now. This is great.
We love you.
Yeah, love y'all too. Overwatch says a Glock 18. I wish, man.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I wish. That would be
Are you that
awesome.
Gucci?
Am I? I can't say yes or no right now.
Oh, okay, maybe later.
Yeah,
He spent all his money on tattoos right now.
right. I got my Joker worked on today.
You need to send a picture of the black site. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I will. I've what I'll do is I'll try and download the video that was taken, or I'll figure it out. But yeah, got my Joker worked on today, and it's not done yet, but it will be very soon.
Everyone's making guesses.
Yeah,
I'm
we-
surprised no one has mentioned my Desert Tech yet. That's not it.
No, it's not.
I wish it was.
Oh, I mean, there's some good guesses here, though. 50 Beowulf, FN 57, Yeet Cannon, or Yeet Cannon, Yeet Carbine in 10 millimeter.
That's a good guess. That's a real good guess.
But that's not Gucci enough. Even if it had the $100 bills on it, even if it was like the
Right.
Benjamin covered Yeet Cannon,
Yeah,
not Gucci enough.
right. Yeah, but we'll have it soon. I can't give you a timeline right now just because paperwork is being a little bit crazy. But that's all I'm going to say. We'll have it soon.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we've had like a table gun. That was like a thing for a while. We always had like the gun of the night, and we've been poor. in the last-
Well, we were doing that just because of him.
That's true.
That's why we kept him around.
You kept
Well
bringing-
played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah. That was my whole game. I was like, you know what? I have to stay on the show. What can I do? Psh, I'll just buy some new guns.
Gun of the night. Bam.
There you go.
Gun of the night.
A new one's coming soon.
That's right. It is. It's going to have lots of stuff with it too.
And when we were on vacation, we talked about doing a little health challenge. Are we going to do that still?
Yeah.
Or is everyone backing out?
No, I had my final meal tonight.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is starting now?
Tomorrow. This also includes Thanksgiving.
No, it does not.
Yes, it's going to be.
Thanksgiving's out of the window. Thanksgiving is my one day of the year to go absolutely insane. You will not keep me from that.
Well, here's the thing: you can do whatever you want.
And the Saturday after
You can
Thanksgiving
do whatever
too.
you want, but the
Same thing.
challenge is, why wait until New Year's? Screw that. We're gonna go try to be mentally tough. Go through the holidays.
What?
It's gonna be the first person to lose 20 pounds. That's the challenge.
I will starve myself to win this challenge. You don't know.
But the winner, what are they gonna win?
They're going to win the Turkish 1911.
Okay, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
Oh, I am about to starve the crap out of myself right now.
So we should have brought a scale in here. But so tonight after the show, we'll do official weigh-ins.
I'm a slim 220.
Yeah, Steve goes in the car on Monday. He's like, so official weigh-in live in our underwear. And I'm like, no,
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be fine with it too.
Yeah,
I'm uncomfortable.
yeah.
Come on.
I'm modest.
So at first we're gonna do like a carnivore challenge, like animal products only, until
Which I thought was dog food for a second. I was like, I don't understand what this is. Animal,
No,
it's
you'd
it's
probably,
dog
you'd
and
probably
cat
lose
food.
weight.
dog and cat food. Yeah, fancy feast. Love it. Let's do it.
I like the Hairball Control brand.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a no shave November / carnivore diet, first to 20 pounds.
Okay.
It's all over the place. So I say just straight 20-pound weight loss. I could lose 20 pounds.
Oh, so I don't have to do the carnivore diet?
That's why I said do whatever you want.
Lucy is looking into that for me to make sure it's actually healthy for you.
She's just a nurse. She doesn't know anything. Just you can do whatever you want.
Nice.
Do whatever you want. First person to 20 pounds. Make it easy.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. All
Starting when? Not Thanksgiving. Come on, man.
I'm starting right now.
Oh my God.
Tonight. You can do whatever you want, Kyle.
No,
If-
I can't
if
because I
you
want
wanna
that. I
drink
want
beer
that cheap
and-
1911. Gucci
It's not
needs
even a
that.
challenge for him. He's like, I could just buy that tomorrow.
I did look at it ZX the other day though. That thing's pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I'd carry that as a backup.
Would you?
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow.
All right then.
We'll weigh in after this. And we'll post
Fine.
pictures. How about that?
Our Black Site members in on this too.
Who said that?
Joe.
Joe.
For the gun?
Yeah, I wouldn't say for the gun.
Is that too complicated?
I
If you
think
guys
it's
want to
too
join us on this
complicated.
challenge, you can. We have the channel for physical preparedness. You could post pictures, starting pictures, your weight.
They win like a T-shirt.
Yeah.
T-shirt and a mug.
Timothy says, I'm 5'10 and 175 pounds. 20 pounds is a no-go.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate because you're so short. I'm sorry.
Well, no, he's already so fit.
That's true.
That's
Like
the problem.
he does wake up at like 5 a.m. and go running with a whole bunch of grown men
Right.
and do a whole bunch of exercises. Like he's already fit.
I'm trying to sleep till 8, okay?
My buttons are.
I'm about 195, and I could be 175, so I could lose it.
Yeah, I'm like
For my height, I could be.
I'm 220 ish. I don't own a scale.
I haven't been under 200 pounds since I was in the Army. It's been a long time.
All right, so let's do it. Starting tomorrow.
All right, fine.
First person, 20 pounds. And then every single Conflicted Hump Day, we can have results.
You know what? If I don't,
We
if
can
I
all
don't
do a
win,
weigh-in.
if I don't win that 1911, I'll just go buy one.
That's my plan. I mean, if I don't win in this challenge, I'll
It's
just go
basically
buy
going to
it.
be like a wasted ammo gun. So
Yeah.
no matter what, we get a gun.
Okay, so comment of the night: Will Carey lose 10 pounds by taking the 1911 off your hip?
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Let's do this.
All right,
All
then.
right.
All
So,
right.
we wanted to say this live just because I want you guys to hold us accountable.
Oh my God. Fine. You know what? I'm about to shave every single hair off my body off. Have liposuction, get a little clamp around the stomach, all of it. You're
That's
gonna about to go down.
That's very expensive just to buy a $350 gun.
Gucci. Let's do it.
Gucci. He's like, I just want to win.
Yeah.
All right, starting tomorrow. That's why this is our last beers right here. At least for me.
No, it's not.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm still drinking beer. I'm still drinking tequila. I'm still drinking alcohol. Like, that's going to happen. I'll just sacrifice somewhere else.
Just do it on an empty stomach and
Yeah.
just be drunk all the time.
That's right.
Like, one beer, done.
That's my plan.
This is basically water.
I mean, yeah, you should drink
I could have 2 of those a night.
a couple of these.
For me, I'm doing no Monster, no beer, carnivore.
You're not doing any Monster at all.
Nope. I have one more up there, which I'll have after the show.
Oh, you forgot one in my car, which then
There's
exploded.
another one.
He's got 2 more.
No, it exploded.
Oh,
in my car.
no, it didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, under the seat though, so it was contained,
Oh,
but it's all over the
dude.
floor. And anyway, so it got like super cold in my car while it was in the garage. So my garage isn't attached; it's not.
Must have
it's
just
not
rolled
heated.
back there.
And like it rolled under the seat when Lucy was taking Hunter to school on Tuesday morning, and then all of a sudden they hear like this.
While they're in the car, it
While
blew
they
up?
were in the car, like completely dark out, and like Lucy's like, "What is that?" And Hunter's like, "It's like soda or something like that underneath the seat." And he grabs it and he's trying to hold on to it. And Lucy rolled down the window and they chucked it out the window. But anyway, I had some cleaning to do.
Oh, man, I'm so sad that you wasted that Monster. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry that it exploded in your car.
So I'll take it to the Mercedes dealership, and then you can be charged the $650 to detail clean my vehicle.
What? $650?
Yeah, showroom new.
No, it's like $95 where I go.
Yeah, Dodge.
What's wrong with that?
Welcome to Mercedes. It's a Mercedes.
No, thank you.
Fine, $95.
I think you already owe me that much at
Something's
least.
better than. Oh, yeah. For what?
All this.
Oh. Hey, we'll call it even.
Like you don't contribute.
Moving on.
Just
Sorry,
crawl
Eric.
back
That does
into my
suck.
hole.
A couple of people
That's
have
happened
asked.
to me.
A couple of people have asked who are watching right now about my shirt. If it says AK-47, it does. It says AK-47 right here below. It says any fate but submission, which I really, really like that tagline. I really do.
I like it reminds me of the Invictus poem, which ends, I am the captain of my fate, I'm the master of my soul.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. It's this great poem. I was actually thinking about having it tattooed on me somewhere.
Yep.
But it's fantastic.
Y'all need more tattoos. I'm over here just getting legit inked up, and y'all are not doing anything.
It's too expensive, man.
Yeah, it costs money. I mean, we did see a couple tattoo places. We thought about getting like matching wasted ammo tattoos, but
Yeah.
it just never happened. It's also time consuming.
Tramp stamp, wasted ammo.
Yeah, right above my butt crack.
Ready to play Conflicted?
I am.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's looking up the Invictus poem.
Oh, okay. Well, you look that up.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's actually fairly short. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Nice.
I like it. So where'd you get your shirt at?
So I just put that in our Facebook comment section. It's from the League of Pirates. So they are an online they got a website, social media pages, stuff like that, and they are of the woke culture, right? The stuff that they post, the things that they share, yeah, they're
woke.
They are woke,
Okay.
and I love it. Just what I'm not gonna promote them right now because we need to get to Conflicted. But seriously, go check out the League of Pirates. It's a really, really good community and really cool shirt. Even though it says AK-47, It is what it is.
Do you even have an AK-47?
I don't.
Well, they
I
didn't
did.
have-
Bo did have one that I really liked. It was his SBR'd AK-47.
Yeah.
The little wire stock, folding, beautiful. I love that one.
Yeah. He has some cool guns.
If I get an AK, it'll be like that one.
You would actually SBR it?
Maybe. Do they have ways that I could just get around it like ARs?
Yeah, you just saw it
You get
off
it.
and you're good. That's all you got to do. That's easy. I mean, I don't know what else you want. It's easy.
The only problem about SBR in anything is the paperwork when you want to travel with it. It just seems like a pain.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
That's
That's the only way I'd get
those,
one.
It's one of those things like you probably just have to do it, and then after you get it done and over with, you send the paperwork to take it across state lines. It's probably effortless after that. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed to me that going and buying a suppressor was like, oh my gosh, it's all this work. But now that I've been through it, it's like, yep, this, check off your checklist. I've done it before. Now it just seems like it's easier the next time around.
You know what I mean? Because you've gone through it.
Yeah.
You're not nervous about doing it.
But now I do want a side folder wire buttstock for the AK.
Get it.
But
You guys ever heard the website urbansurvivalsite.com?
No, never.
No? Well, there was this article I was looking at, and it was titled 30 Random Survival Tips that you probably never heard before.
Okay.
And there was one in here that caught my eye, and I wanted to just let everyone know, in case you are going for that bear stab challenge. So this is for you, Eric. You ready?
Yeah.
This is tip number 7 in this article. It says, if a bear ever charges you, if you have the opportunity, run downhill and never uphill. Bears have great difficulty in moving at a fast pace downhill, especially if the slope is steep, because their front legs are longer than their back legs. The reverse is true for moving uphill or in a flat area, where bears can easily run at fast speeds and outrun any human. So use this tip. Secure
why would I run?
to get a tactically superior position.
Boom! Look at you. Love it.
No.
I love it.
Well,
Good job.
Thanks for
Thanks.
the tip.
Just saying.
He takes my class. That's why he said that.
Yeah. At least I know which direction you guys will be running.
No, I'm going to beat you with that record. I'm taking out my pocket knife and I'm stabbing.
Oh, we'll have a threesome?
We're going to tag team.
Yeah.
We'll get this record. Don't worry.
And then we'll have to differentiate whose knives made what kind of stab pattern.
Right.
Be like, no, that one's mine. No, that one's mine.
Yep.
A lot of these little tips are kind of cool, so maybe we make an episode out of it.
Yeah.
There's 30 of them. Be a fun show.
30 tips on bears?
No, just survival tips.
Oh.
There's
Okay.
like basic stuff. If someone's choking, if your vehicle goes underwater, if someone tries to mug you, a whole bunch of stuff.
I'll just shoot him if someone tries to mug me. I had a great conversation with one of our listeners today about that. They had commented on the video that I had shared that you had shot about the timeline defense thing.
Yeah.
And
A while ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just posted it?
Just posted a very brief section of it. But yeah, it was a really good comment. Go on our Wasted Ammo public page where I shared it, and you can see the conversation there. It's a good one.
Good. Was he open to what you had to say?
He agreed with what I had to say, and he understood reasons for it, which is great.
Great.
There's also Derek Brewster, one of our listeners out in California. He's like,
No.
I sat down specifically to watch this because I thought it was going to be like a long explanation. He's like, and it's just a 1 minute video. He's like, I want more, you know.
Well, we have more.
Got a lot more, yeah.
Well, that's what we want to eventually do that, because we're talking about actually recording some of these classes.
Yeah.
And making that part of the black site. So look forward to that. It's just something we have to get done.
So that's just a lot of content, and
The logistics of doing it
yeah.
too.
He's always gone on vacation.
I think now I'm done. I think I'm officially done. There's nothing else that's left. This was Eric's idea, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So can't even blame me. If you're going to invite me, I'm going to say yes.
Right. Will Carey asked, do you guys put a lot of videos on Instagram? So
No.
he does not. I do some videos. So if you follow me on social media, if you follow me on Instagram, I've got 2, and you can follow both. One is Kyle Rogers _Apex. That's kind of my personal one. My business one is I can't talk tonight. Kyle Rogers _Instructor. So follow both of them, and you'll get some good stuff on both accounts.
And Wasted Ammo.
Well,
I post a picture once every 3 months. The last photo I just did, just the other day, we have our tumblers going out to the new 1911 tier members.
that's right.
We got a couple of decals going out to our standard Glock 19 members. So look forward to that. And also just thank you, because we actually have to order more mugs now. So Donovan is making more for us.
Yes, we've been keeping him busy.
Yeah, which I'm sure he appreciates.
Yeah, he enjoys that for sure.
All right, you guys ready to officially move on to Conflicted Hump-Day?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I gave Eric a whole bunch of cards.
Free,
So
you
he
giving
can
him-
just pick 3, whatever ones you like.
You're giving him free reign tonight.
Yeah.
That's putting us in a sticky situation.
I want him to just do his thing over there
Love it.
Well, thanks.
instead of me just doing it all, right? Picking the cards and everything. Just there
No,
you
that's
go.
the only reason I'm here is because I don't have to do anything.
I even printed out the 1911 tier patrons
Yes,
for
so
you.
I can read them off. Thank you for that.
Since Eric keeps forgetting, I'll
Well,
make sure he
since
doesn't.
I can't access it on Patreon.
Yeah, you can.
No, you looked at my phone and you were like, you can't. Like I
That's
don't.
true.
I
You
don't have
couldn't
it.
use your laptop at home.
Like,
He's
I did
calling
do
you
that.
out.
Wow.
No
On
wonder.
live.
No wonder you're not getting a promotion at work.
National TV.
Wow.
Calling you out.
Natural slacker.
Yeah,
Wow. A lot of shots fired tonight.
it really is.
That's why
We've been together. We were together all weekend.
that's why I only buy Kyle the gifts.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
You bought my beer.
That's true. Damn it! Why did I buy his beer? All right, he bought me breakfast the next morning. So
Gotcha.
And I found his lost wallet.
yeah, I was so pissed about that. I was literally starting to freak out.
Yeah.
So I thought I lost my wallet.
Mm.
And
We,
then
we just
Steve
went
was-
to Devil's Den, did that 2-mile hike, and we stopped at a brewery, and we're going to have a bison burger and a beer, and he can't find his wallet. It's like, dude, it has to be in your jacket.
Yeah.
He went out to his car twice to look for it. He's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's not there. I'm like, you didn't do anything crazy. Like, how did it fall out of your pocket? It doesn't make sense.
And it was It was behind the rifle case in the back seat.
So he threw his jacket in the back. It fell out.
Gotcha.
So I had to go out there and find it for him.
Well, I mean, I don't really.
He's
fit
probably
in-
just trying to make me pay
I
for
don't-
dinner.
No,
That's what it was. All right, Conflicted. Let's go.
I will say I don't really fit in the back seat, so I had to send Steve back there to get it.
You know, he's like he's our tunnel rat. That's what he is.
Yeah,
He's our tunnel rat.
he's the terrier.
Give me 2 of those. I'm ready to go.
Go ahead. We'll load you up.
He's been going around the house dual wielding those.
I mean,
You guys, they're here. It's here every night, so you don't know what I do with these things.
All right, first card. This one really hit home with me. This is a good one. A false flag event has led to widespread civil unrest and government takeover. Public curfews have been established, and food and fuel are being rationed across the U.S. You have been caught in public with an excess of food and supplies in your vehicle, which is now a crime and makes you a suspected terrorist. You will be questioned and imprisoned. A warrantless search will be executed on your home as well as on homes of your known associates. The integrity and safety of your family and group are at risk. Before being identified by the single officer who has detained you, you have an opportunity to escape without detection, but only if you take his life. What do you do?
Simple. Take his life and escape.
All right, next card.
that's exactly what I would do too.
That's easy to say, right?
I-
For
I-
most people.
for most people, yes. In that situation, easy to do. If that's an easy out for me, and I can get off and like scot free, sorry, fella, you chose the wrong profession.
Especially if you truly believe what the government's doing is morally corrupt and wrong. It's easier to fight against that.
Yeah.
Taking a life is never an easy choice, but if you feel like you have the moral high ground, if you're fighting for a cause, if you're fighting for your family, it makes it easier. You're not just randomly killing someone. There's a purpose, there's a point. So I think for most people, I think it'd be an easy choice.
It is pretty much unanimous.
Yep. Especially Timothy's comment.
Officer Friendly is going down like a $2 hooker on a Navy base. Well said.
In a world like this, like any type of law enforcement that are just following orders, infringing on rights, taking supplies, they're the enemy, right?
They are.
At that point,
Yep.
I think every person worth anything, any person who is a patriot wouldn't be just following orders. So that kind of makes it a little easier.
Yeah, Overwatch says, finish him. A little Mortal Kombat right there.
In that tone, you could tell.
Finish him. Oh, you can. Sorry.
Nice.
For the LEOs that watch or listen to Conflicted, or for those of us that have law enforcement officers as family members,
All the Mr. Pixels who have been on the
all
show.
the Mr. Pixels out there, if you are the Mr. Pixel that pulls a family member over and is found with excessive goods, what do you do?
If I were them, I'd be looking the other way. I wouldn't even say anything about it at all. I would just let them go.
Like, be careful out there. Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be me.
Maybe,
I want to hear from the law enforcement officers, though.
right.
I don't know if we have any actually watching right now, but
Well, I've had this conversation with the Mr. Pixel that's related to me, and from what he has said, he'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
He wouldn't go door to door to
Right.
take firearms.
Yep.
He wouldn't be taking supplies. And I think we live in a state where hopefully most law enforcement officers would not do that. But what do you do? I mean, if half your unit disagrees with what's going on, even if they leave their job, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people, especially in a society that's collapsing. I'm sure there's not a lot of employment opportunities. There's going to be a lot of dickheads going and taking up the mantle,
Right.
putting that badge on. So you're going to have to deal with law enforcement officers. It's not like they're just going to completely disappear, especially if it's at the start of it.
Right.
Same thing with the ones that are going door to door and taking firearms. I mean, is it something like where you identify those police officers and you take care of them in the middle of the night, one by one?
Okay.
Right? I mean,
You-
they're
yeah,
your
You
enemy.
went there. All right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just surprised you said it
Well,
live.
this is all hypothetical, playing Conflicted. Come on.
It's conflicted. It's all hypothetical scenarios.
Oh no, 100%. I know it is. I know.
Are we shut down?
No.
Oh, okay. We're
But
good.
I don't disagree with you either. It's one of those things like in this type of scenario, it's it's kind of every man for himself. Like you have to look out for your own.
Yeah, and anyone that is just obeying orders and infringing on our rights.
It's war at that point.
Yeah.
Will Chadwick has a very, very good comment I would like to read. He says, slavery was legal. The genocide against Albanians was legal. The Holocaust was legal. Just because the government says we should do something doesn't mean it should be done.
Right.
Amen.
Very good point.
Just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's morally wrong. Because morally wrong doesn't mean it's illegal. Us as free men have to decide what we do about it.
And that's why the Second Amendment is so important.
Very true.
It gives us that power.
Which, if you live in Virginia, you need to start fighting hard right now. For real. You need to start fighting hard. That's not going to be good. We're about to have a lot of stories covering Virginia coming up in the next year or two.
And it's sad to see that.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. But that's who the people voted in. So
I feel like we all have a fight on our hands here.
yes.
So we have to get involved. We have to be part of the community. We have to be doing something every day. And what were we saying last week? We'd rather be outspoken with the target on our back
Right.
than just sulking in the shadows and
Protect.
hiding that you're a gun owner.
Yep.
And I understand, like, I don't fault people for not wanting to out themselves as gun owners because it does paint a target on your back. But I feel like right now we need as many people as possible out there very vocally pro 2A,
I agree.
pushing for our rights every single day. Because, I mean, in this card we're talking about, a hypothetical battle, but we're in our own battle right now. It's battle for the hearts and minds of the people. So, get on it. That's all I got. Next card.
All right. I wasn't going to read this one, but it kind of falls into what Kyle was saying about Virginia.
Perfect.
When large empires bankrupt themselves, they no longer have power to hold territories together. The Roman Empire broke up into several countries when it fell, and so did the Soviet Union. If your country collapsed, what are the chances of states or geographical areas break away to form their own country? How would this affect you?
I can tell you right now, Texas is going to break away
By itself.
and be just fine.
They have their own power grid.
I know. They'll be just fine. But let's talk local here, right? If America does fall and it's separated into different countries, what would this area around here, maybe not Indiana specifically, but maybe what about the local area, meaning maybe from Chicago to Detroit to Indy to Cleveland and Cincinnati, that whole just 6 to 7 hour drive block. What would that look like, I guess?
I think for the most part, it's just going to be restriction of movement.
Yeah, I think I don't know that all the states would we wouldn't have states joining together, joining each other.
Right.
I mean, I could see maybe New England area, like New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, being one cohesive state. But I think what you would see with a government collapse, because each state has their own budget.
Right.
So I think you would just see the states kind of pull into themselves and govern themselves. Because we already have, it's basically we have 50 countries that are capable of governing themselves, California. But I don't think that anyone would be like, hey, let's join up. It was such a hassle. I actually read this book, How the States Got Their Shapes. And it was about how the territories were all broken up, how the colonies were broken up. And there were some very crappy surveyors at the time. You can blame it on the technology at the time too, but there's some very uneven lines. But then there's, fighting over resources like rivers and such. So that has already played out. That's already been a hassle. And I think you would just see the states being like, okay, let's focus on ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves. Because if we have a collapse on the federal government level, the states are all like, screw you. And the South is like, see, we shouldn't even had to fight the Civil War. And each state becomes its own country, essentially. And then you would have restrictive movement. So I think we would look more like Europe, where you would need passports to go state to state.
Yeah.
Gun laws would probably be state to state. There wouldn't be you might have reciprocity still, but
Right.
probably not as much. You'd have to have very special relationships, and it would depend on your relationship now with your neighboring country.
The thing about the states that are most hit by this, especially you talk about, the economics of it all, a lot of states are bankrupt. a lot of states, people don't have opportunities. So if they're fleeing states to states next to them, I can see roadblocks being put up, states not allowing people to come in,
Yeah. Well, see,
even before the official collapse.
Yeah. Well, look at in Illinois, for example. With such high taxes, people are fleeing that state like it's just a bad egg.
Well,
And-
New York,
And it is.
California.
Right. But there are people moving their businesses. People that rent out space in these skyscrapers in Chicago are like, "Oh, screw this." And they go to Wisconsin or they come to Indiana because it's just the amount of careless spending, the high amount of taxes on everything. I mean, even tolls, is everything skyrocketed. It's costing too much for businesses to live there. And so that's why you see places like Fort Wayne booming, because people are looking for another nearby city with access to interstates. And Fort Wayne is like, oh, hey, we'll cut you a deal on business taxes if you come to Fort Wayne. And we're flourishing right now. So I think you'll see a lot of that before the collapse. But I think it will be an issue of having states like Indiana, which is fairly stable financially, compared to Illinois, which is like quickly going bankrupt. So I think you'll see a lot of that. What I'd like to see is just like a complete hostile takeover of Chicago.
Just go through and clear it.
Yep.
Sorry.
Clean house. Anyway,
Okay.
I threw that in.
Love it. No,
Just-
that's great.
But that it's the root of all the problems in Illinois, and it needs to be gutted. Like the gang members, like there needs to be a rise up of the militia, not the National Guard, the militia, and everyone just needs to rise up and just go clean the streets. I mean, when do you say enough is enough?
Well, we start getting fractured like that, I can see militias forming.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
and you'd have like a whole gangs of New York,
Yep.
fight scene on your hands.
Dude, it would be
It'd
insane.
be urban warfare, gangs against militia. Like, it'd be nuts.
Yep.
But I think it's what needs to happen. We need to clean house. Drain the swamp.
You think there would be, after the dust has kind of settled, say America is no more. We're all kind of fractured now. Like you said, states still have to fight for resources.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will Indiana start reaching out towards the weakened states around them?
Well, here's the thing is that
Call up the militia?
we can still get those resources from other states. It's just that now there's going to be paperwork at every border. There's going to be searches at every border.
What happens if some states are so bad off they just completely collapse? So the United States government's gone, state governments are collapsing, and it's just there to take over, basically. I could see it happen. I could see, there being one state that's pretty powerful, taking over territories of another state,
Yeah.
becoming a completely different shape and size and larger and stronger.
It makes me wonder if we go back to kind of like what the old territories were when Indiana was still the frontier.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan Hessler brings up an interesting point. What about making cities like Chicago and LA become districts like DC and they have no say in the rest of the state?
You do your thing, we'll do our thing.
Yeah. I like that idea. There needs to be some way to remove these poisonous cities.
Yep.
Well, have you seen some of those graphics being passed around since, just right after the election of like, this is my blue state. And the whole thing's like red except for a couple little cities.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, this is why we have the Electoral College.
Yeah. And
Right.
people don't understand that. But I love those maps. And I think, was it Matt Chrisberg that put one up about Illinois?
Yeah, I think so.
And it was just like 2 or 3 counties were blue
Right.
and like the rest of the state was red. It's insane. It was like East St. Louis and Chicago.
Same thing with California.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see, because I know that there was, every year Texas signs a a document, I forget what about seceding from the Union.
Right.
Every single year they send that piece of paper to the White House saying that they want out.
Maybe just to remind them.
Yeah.
What happens with it? They're like,
Oh, they usually don't have. They
Just
usually
crumble it and
get
throw it away.
enough signatures, but usually like the president can veto it, so it usually just gets tossed in the trash. I wonder if he even gets the mail anymore.
Right.
But Washington State, East Washington wants to have nothing to do with West Washington, like Olympia, Seattle.
Yeah. I
And
saw
then
that.
Northern California, Sacramento on upwards, wants nothing to do with the southern 80% of the state. Like they want to be their own state. Was it called Jefferson or something like that? They wanted to call it. So you already have some of that segregation, or people wanting to secede even from their own state and become a different state, just because they're tired of being affected by all the liberal laws when it doesn't even apply to them because they live out in the country. So it would be interesting to see if you would have like the pocket, like major cities kind of all become their own country. And it'd pretty much be like there'd be like an eastern coast strip and a western coast strip. The unfortunate side effect of that is that all of middle America, 90% of America, wouldn't have access to the coastlines. And we'd be dependent upon these libtards to import resources to us.
Right.
And then you're talking about high tariffs, and I'm sure they would try to suck as much money out of us as they possibly could.
Yep.
so we have to take them over.
Basically, or funnel everything in from the Gulf.
That's what I was thinking. Right through Texas.
Yeah.
Texas would be very rich.
Yeah.
Timothy says you need to tweet the secession request to Trump. That's the only way he reads it.
That's
He'd
great.
get it that way.
Yeah. He loves his Twitter.
Will Carey says, could the Midwest simply cut off all agricultural livestock being sent to the cities, essentially trap them in the city? The thing is, we do have some things that they need.
Right.
But, I mean, they're liberal, so they're all vegan.
We have lots of crops.
Oh, that's true. We have the
I'd say
corn.
everything comes through.
Yeah,
so.
we have the corn and soybeans here in Indiana.
It would just be a crazy time if that actually happened.
It would be.
That'd be a scary time. I wonder if that's one of the more likely scenarios. Zombies and EMPs, like that's all fun, but it's just gonna be a financial collapse. United States government dissolves, and the states are just left to their own.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean,
what do we do now?
you look back at the Civil War, Jefferson Davis, the president of the South, he was even making his own currency. So it was actually like a Southern currency.
Mhm.
It'd be interesting to see if some of the states that are in the black or states that aren't near financial collapse, like Indiana, will come up with their own currency.
Right.
Well, you have governments coming out with their own cryptocurrencies now. You have, was it Russia and China trying to come up with a gold-backed currency, like cryptocurrency, just circumvent the dollar completely?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's interesting.
It is.
That was an interesting conversation on the way down to Arkansas, and we were talking about currency. And since it's not backed really by anything, I mean, isn't the dollar whatever we say it's worth?
Pretty much.
Like, it's all subjective. It's like
It's a faith-based system is what it is.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
with what we have now.
I'd heard that the president was trying to get back to the gold standard, though.
Trump,
Yep.
he was trying to?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't really believe that.
No, he was, but it was kind of a long shot to get it passed.
I think it's almost impossible at this point.
Yeah, we definitely have
Like,
to.
at least, definitely not anywhere near what it should be. We talking about like just a fraction of it backed by gold?
No, all of it.
All of it.
Going back to like a full gold reserve.
You have to do a complete reset for that to happen.
Or you mine Alaska. It's all there. Or it's backed by oil. We have plenty. And there's a lot in Alaska that's not even tapped into yet.
Yeah.
Texas tea.
Mm.
Anyone else heard of that?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Oil. Texas tea. Sorry, it's from the show Green Acres.
Oh, okay.
Or no, not Green Acres. Oh, what was it? Beverly Hillbillies. That's what it was. He was poor, and then he was shooting at a groundhog, shot in the
Yep.
ground, and oil started bubbling up. Liquid gold, Texas tea. Anyway, but there's other things that we could back money with that are valuable resources.
Beer.
Shinerbach for the win.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Because what the deficit just hit, or the national debt just hit 23 trillion.
Something like that.
I think it's 23 trillion. That's insane.
Yeah.
I was watching this video. It was like most people don't understand how much money that actually is. And this guy on the video, I forget who it was talking about you'd have to raid every single business, every single store, every single company in all of Europe to even come close.
Yeah.
To collecting that much money. Like we're not going to be able to pay that back.
No.
So there has to be some type of like hard reset, whether like you said it's based on, currency based on oil or gold, a mix of a whole bunch of different things.
Something that revalues
Like a
the dollar.
basket of value.
Yeah.
Or if it's Bitcoin.
That's-
Backed by math.
That's fake money.
It's not fake money.
It's fake.
But that's the thing. It's a faith-based system. It's whatever we say this numerical algorithm is worth. It's crap. And that's why I never bought into it when it first started. But now I'm wishing I had, because I think they're taking everyone for a ride. It'll be a long ride. Apparently it's worth something. Everyone keeps buying into it. And now Russia and China are trying to create their own.
Right.
Well, we have Facebook trying to create their own.
Right. But that's the whole point, is that currency is stupid.
Kirk.
I hate it all.
Let's go back to a barter system.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
It's whatever this has of value to you. If you're really thirsty for a beer, if I had a 24-pack of Monster Assault and I really wanted your 1911 and you haven't had Monster Assault in 10 years and you still had the shakes.
I don't think I had the shakes by then. I think we over it.
Oh. But I laid that puppy down. If you had the shakes, I was coming to you at the right moment. And I said, I really want your 1911. Here's a 24-pack of Monster Assault. What's that worth to you?
Not my 1911.
I beg to differ.
Ask me in a week.
Exactly. I will.
Ooh. Hey, what about wasted ammo currency?
We could do that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be consistent.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Wow. Why are you still on the show? Float some angry faces if you want him voted off.
Oh, man. That was a good one.
Oh, man.
So when it comes to the debt and money, it's something that we should all keep an eye out for. It's definitely look into the world of cryptocurrencies. It's interesting to see what these countries are doing.
Yeah.
Because I think they know like the dollar's in a
joke.
bad state right now.
Yeah.
It's the world's reserve currency, but it won't be forever.
No.
So what does that look like if it completely turns around and collapses and we do something different? Have a complete hard reset on the value of the dollar, if it's whatever it's called after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of other countries that are pretty powerful. We're no longer number one in the world. China's coming up. They want to get around the dollar. Russia wants to get around the dollar. Think about how much control we have over the entire world because the dollar is the go-to standard.
Yeah.
All business has to go through the dollar, exchange through the dollar. Our prices would double overnight.
Yeah. Now it's backed by Skizos. So
another shirt idea.
which we need to get on.
All right, next card. One more. Let's do one more.
All right. Economic collapse.
Same thing.
Which one do you like?
Ryan says it's all a way to push us into a one world currency. They're just seeing which one is more accepted.
Chris Corbett. Skizos coin has a little gnome on one on the inside and the Waste Ammo podcast logo on the other side.
You're the preacher's son. What does the Bible say about one world currencies? Is that the sign of the end times?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. So I'm going to get rich off of Bitcoin, but we're all going to hell. Sweet.
Bring it. Well, who says we're going to hell? It's all about preparing your heart.
Oh, isn't that the sign of the beast? The one
Yeah.
everyone has like the
Bitcoin, sign of the
the
beast.
Bitcoin
The mark of the-
address,
mark
and
of the
they like
beast, yeah.
scan their wrist, and they
Well,
can
nobody
pay for
really knows
whatever.
what the mark of the beast is going to look like. Some people say it is like a chip in your finger. I mean, heck, we have that in our phone.
And a
You know what I
little
mean?
QR code.
All you're doing
Like,
is moving it from your phone to your finger. So I don't know if that's necessarily the mark of the beast. I would say it's like one world currency, and if you want to look at it that way, hypothetically, you know, if that is the mark of the beast and you don't have it, then you're outcast or you're put to death. It's, you know, participate or die is how some people look at the mark of the beast. I don't think it'll be like that.
But it could be. I mean, if you don't use this currency, you can't survive in this world because you can't transact with anyone.
Yeah.
So it's death by what do you call it? Like
Ostracism.
yes, ostracization.
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 There you go.
Um,
In that way.
yeah. So
We'll see.
Ryan Hessler says the Bible says that the mark will be placed on the right wrist or right temple.
It's electricity. The Amish were right. That's a good one.
Michael Reed says
Well, they deal in
it's the-
cash, right?
It's the Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Steve has one.
I
Hell, condemnation. No.
haven't used them forever. I know where it is, actually.
I mean, it could be some kind of like tattoo that is a way to get in and out of places.
Like your passport?
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. When I think of like a mark,
We won't even
So-
need that. They'll have security cameras. They'll scan your face, the way you walk.
yeah.
It's like on Monday's show, which was a great show, by the way. If you haven't listened to that, do, because it was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk future.
Yeah. So
It's here. It's crazy.
The wording of the mark of the beast is interesting because the body also refers to tattoos as marking your body.
Perfect.
He's screwed.
But what it says about tattoos is that you shouldn't have tributes, tributes to the dead.
The Joker.
Mine is all living.
Tributes to the dead. That's interesting.
there's-
Even my
there's
Pink
some
Floyd
other things
tattoo.
in it.
It's fine. We're good. We're good.
You'll be dead before Pink Floyd's dead.
Maybe. I keep on telling I keep on telling my wife that I'm past my midlife crisis. She hates hearing that.
Tattoos, guns. Where's the Corvette?
I don't have it yet.
What?
I do have a Camaro.
Oh, that's true. That
though.
counts. That counts.
That's all I'm going to say about it. But
You do have a Gucci gun.
I do have a Gucci gun.
I don't think I've gone through mine yet.
I'm way past mine. I'm way past midlife. Like 55, 60, I'll be dead.
Military will do that to you.
Yeah.
This shows my midlife crisis. I just want to get out of the system. The 9 to 5. It's what a podcast.
All right.
If she's on here, she'd be like, hell yes, it is. Next one. Let's do one more.
All right. We'll do some medical. You work in a large hospital, and the world has been thrown into utter chaos. Unable to receive supplies in the foreseeable future, the hospital's current stock will only last for days. Or it just says for days. Doesn't say how many days, just for days. I would assume a few days. Would you steal the remaining supplies for personal use and be prepared, or leave the supplies to be depleted by the public? I'm not looking forward to this world because it's going to be a whole lot of like yelling and fighting over petty stuff,
Right.
like bandages. But the thing is, like, bandages are now no longer petty.
Yeah.
It's going to be fighting over band-aids.
The supplies, is it just everything medical, including medications?
Vaccinations.
Dude, that'd be a nice haul to have.
Talk about tradable goods.
But if you're caught taking life-saving medicine from a hospital, you'll be executed. In this type of a world?
Yeah, but the world's already going to Skizos, so
All right, but they could have provided these patients with 3 more days of comfort before they passed. If you read the book 1 second after, there was a group of kids that broke in, I think it was a nursing home, and took all their medications, all their supplies, and just left everyone to rot, basically. And they were caught and then executed. But would it be nice to have all those supplies? Can you
Obviously.
can you rationalize it, saying these people are going to die anyway?
I'm going to quote Charles Dickens. If they're going to die, they better do it and decrease the surplus population.
So, if you are going to take the supplies, would you help these people along so they don't suffer for 3 days and die from lack of medication or care?
I'm heartless.
You're heartless.
Look, the world's going to end. Like, they can have 3 days of comfort or they can die tomorrow. But I'm healthy and my family's healthy. And if this is what helps us survive for many more years, that beats their 3 days.
Just go through each room, pull the plug, literally.
Let me help you there. Unplug that IV. Unplug that medication.
Maybe the bear stabber through the brain.
No.
No, nothing.
No,
Okay.
I would. Well, I mean,
If it was a zombie apocalypse, you don't
Yeah.
want extra zombies walking around.
that's true.
Just tie your shoestrings, you'll be fine.
Yeah. It would almost be merciful to like give them a shot to the head. Just put them out of their misery so they don't suffer.
Not with ammo, though.
That's what I
You
said.
need, you need every single round, yeah.
Yeah. No, so the record breaker to the throat.
Can we like that?
It's just so personal.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
Just take the medication and run. You're fine. But I'm sure there's someone there that would take care of them. Well, it's like my wife's work. I mean, she works at a nursing home. They have plenty of medication right there. They have the med carts and everything, nurses. I mean, that's a lot of supplies. She's in the AL, though, and they're not, like, ready to drop dead in 3 days. Like, they're good for a while. So it's a little more cruel.
We need to become better preppers. The reason why I say that, or how we can achieve that, is we should go to that place now, before the collapse even starts. Just little by little, just take things here and there. They'll replace it. They'll be fine.
Yeah, but
That's not how it works. There's a
everything's
count
scanned.
every day.
Yeah. They take every
And
day
if they're
inventory.
short, they have to figure out why.
Yeah.
Your wife works there. She can help us.
I don't think that's how it works.
We get blackmail on someone there.
Lucy brings home like free samples of stuff, and sometimes like the kids have pink eye, they'll just give us like the little sample bottle, and because it'll last us enough days until instead of going and getting like a whole prescription. So I know that there's like sample size stuff.
Yeah.
That is like freebies, or pharmaceutical reps will bring that
For
stuff
certain
in.
things.
Yeah, for certain things. Like we used to get formula for free because the pediatric office couldn't get rid of it fast enough or hand it out to enough moms before it would expire. So we'd always get free formula. Saved a ton of money.
Yeah. Overwatch says that's theft, which he is correct. But in a collapse situation,
Right.
it's free game, right?
Joe says, don't forget, one day we will all be the extra population. I get that. I don't look forward to the day where I'm decrepit.
Right.
At one of the rest stops, was it the first one in Indiana that we came into on 70, I think? There was a gentleman there that I held the door open for, and he gingerly waddled with his cane through it. I went to the bathroom, came back out, and he was still making his way to his car, but he had his wife with him, who was slower than him. And so we're pulling away, and this man that could barely walk is helping his wife that could barely walk more so than him into the truck. And they're both larger, and it was a very sweet thing. But man, like Steve's like, man, I'm dreading getting old.
Yeah.
You know, it just stinks. But at that point, I'm like, what's my point in being here, too? You know, I don't know. I mean, I want to be around for the grandkids to at least make sure that they know what the Constitution says. But
also, when you like today in this world where everything's still great, you know, you're taken care of. It's easier to be 90 years old, you know?
right.
Yep.
You go to nursing home, family visits you, hopefully, and you have a good life. You can socialize. It's really nice. But in the collapse where you're useless to everyone and everyone's just keeping you alive, like you're just a drain on resources.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that.
No. The thing is, I wouldn't want to be a drain on resources for somebody else. I wouldn't want to be a waste of resources. And that's where I'd rather go out, you know, how does somebody say it? Go out fighting on your feet than bowing on your knees.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now we're in that bowing on
Shirt.
we're in that bowing on our knees.
And back
phase.
in the day, elderly, they had a lot of knowledge to pass on.
Yeah.
But can you imagine our generation as elderly? And then there's a collapse. Like, what kind of knowledge are we going to pass on? We don't have any survival skills to pass on. We don't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be completely different. Then you really are just kind of a drain on the family.
What was
Like, what
Yeah.
knowledge can you pass on? I don't know.
Yeah. I was coming out of Walmart yesterday, and you know, you guys all know the People of Walmart Facebook page, right?
Yep.
And everyone kind of knows Walmart for being like the place where all the degenerates go. And I don't use that word as like what Hillary meant, but as in, you know, people that probably aren't like the best class of people. And there was a few people that said some things, or you know, I interacted with that just kind of pissed me off, or was like, wow, really? And I had this fleeting thought, was like, man, if we lived in a real like society, like half these people wouldn't be here,
Right.
because they're so either deformed or mentally handicapped. And I started thinking about Sparta, when they just tossed people off the cliff or threw them into a pit because they were deformed as a baby or because they were mentally handicapped, and how they bred like this super soldier society. All people were healthy. That's the only way you were able to reproduce, is being a top class healthy human being. And they almost had like this, it's like an Aryan, like perfect class ideology. And then, you know, I start to have some reflection where I say to myself, well, I can stand here and say that because I'm normal. You know, I wouldn't want to be tossed off a cliff or into a pit. You know, so you see, and that's the conversation I have with myself in my head. It's like, let's get rid of these people. But of course, it's easier for me to say that because I'm not one of those people. If I was one of those people, like, no, there's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I can function.
Right.
You can't lift your shield above your shoulder.
Nice.
All right. You know, it's,
What good are you?
yeah, but that's, you know, coming into a post-apocalypse or collapse scenario, that's what it'll be. It's survival of the fittest.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, luckily right now we have it good enough where people who have disabilities or whatever, and they're born in the United States, they can have a really nice life. Like you said, though, in the apocalypse, during the collapse, not so much. Like,
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
They're a drain of
Your
resources.
your family's in trouble.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I'd be taking as much medical supplies as I could. However, to Kyle's point, we should already be prepared enough, medical-wise, that we wouldn't need to do that.
But there's certain things you just can't get.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
So really, it's a fault of the government.
Big Pharma. It's their fault.
It's got a good point.
When I have to show an ID to get whiteout, there's a problem. Or allergy medicine.
Yeah. I have to show my ID. I'm on a nationwide registry for Allegra D.
That's insane.
Yep. Make sure I only buy it every 10 days, because apparently if you have enough of it, you can make crystal meth. I have no idea how you do that.
We should Google that.
But, yeah, they check me out. No matter what state I'm in, no matter what place I'm at, I've bought it at Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. All goes back to the same database.
See,
It's probably the NICS system needs to take a page out of the big pharma system and learn how to make an actual effective database.
Okay.
Where all the smaller localities, and I'm off on a tangent here, where all the smaller localities and law enforcement branches all report to the big one. And so that way everybody's checked, because the Merriam-Stone Douglas guy never would have been able to pass a background check if everything had been reported. And it wasn't.
Okay.
Anyway, I digress.
I say just legalize all drugs and let it work itself out.
Mhm.
The war on drugs is the worst thing that's happened to our freedoms in a long time. It's bad.
Darwin's theory of evolution is interesting. I'm a creationist. All right, I believe there's a little bit of microevolution throughout society and the birds' beaks and all that kind of stuff. But there is a certain part of Darwinism where the ones that can't adapt, or the ones that aren't smart enough to adapt, weed themselves out.
And think about, for the past 100 years, that has not been happening in America.
OSHA has been a detriment on that since the 1970s.
Thanks a lot, OSHA.
All those, the red tape and putting warning signs on everything and labels, and yeah,
Little bastards.
we've just been breeding weakness into our genes
Right.
these past couple 100 years. This could go down a really bad slippery slope. Just so you know, I think we've done this before. It didn't work out too well.
Yeah.
A lot of people died.
Right.
But overall, I think it was a good episode.
Yeah, for sure. Before we go, Bo, one more time, thank you for this, sir. I'm definitely going to enjoy it.
And thanks for the trip. It was a great time.
Yeah, we plan on stopping by a few more Black Site members' homes over the next next couple of years. We definitely have to hit up Keith. We owe him one. So I think he might be our next journey.
Or you guys can just go to the Chris Costa class in Nashville, Indiana next September.
Let's get it. Make
And
sure
you
you
can
bring
snuggle next to Eric in the Airbnb.
So
For
there's
free.
there's 7 beds, but it fits 10 people. The house. So
Blow up mattresses, tents.
Oh, you can fit like 35 people.
We'll
in
make it
there.
work.
Yeah.
there's at least 3 queen-size beds. So whoever wants to cuddle, I'm a big teddy bear.
Big teddy. You know, if you would have went on this trip with us, you would have
Yeah.
snuggled with him.
Sure. I'm fine with that. I'm a really good snuggler.
I'm used to a king size bed, so I like spread out. I'm not.
Yeah.
I need my room. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Do you sleep on the right
See ya.
side or the left side of the bed?
Left side of the bed. I'm big spoon.